Hello, everyone. I'm sure by now you know that I'm Alexis Davis. I'm the social media manager here at RSDSA. I'm joined by Jim Broach, Executive Vice President and Director of RSDSA, and tonight's guest, Dr. Jason Howe, and his patient, CRPS Warrior Sue Rempel. So here's a little bit about Dr. Howe. Dr. Jason Howe received his bachelor's and master's degrees of traditional Chinese medicine from Heilongjiang University of TCM in 1982 and 1987, respectively. He has been teaching, practicing, and researching acupuncture Chinese medicine for 34 years and has been teaching neuro acupuncture classes and seminars in the West since 1989. He has taught neuro acupuncture seminars sponsored by UCLA and Stanford for 12 years. In 2006, Dr. Howe gave a neuro acupuncture seminar at Walter Reed Medical Center in Washington, D.C., where he successfully demonstrated neuro acupuncture treatment of phantom limb pain for veterans. That's just a little bit of his bio because he has done so much over the years, and I'm so excited that you all will be able to speak with him and Sue tonight. Now, before we get started, I always want to remind everyone that while the information shared here tonight is helpful, please be sure to consult your physician for personalized medical advice. So before we turn everything over, Jim, do you have any announcements or anything you want to remind our audience about?
I do. Thanks, Alexis. And I just want to tell people this is our 15th Facebook Live, and we're really excited about this night's presentation. But I wanted to encourage people to send us ideas about future seminars. We're open to that. And secondly, if you are not a member of our organization, Alexis, our editor of our digital newsletter in rare form, it's being published tomorrow, and Alexis will put up a link to join us. So we're really excited about tonight's presentation. And I first heard about scalp acupuncture from a military journal. And then I was lucky enough to see, someone sent me the video of Dr. Howe and Susan and her her marvelous recovery. And as we know with people with CRPS, not everything works for everyone, but we really need to plant that seed of hope. And that's what we hope we could do that today.
Thankfully, we do have Sue here with us who could tell the story in person. So Sue, if you want to, I guess, jump in and talk about what we would have seen in the video since we do have you. And you are on mute, Sue. Thank you.
I'd be happy to. So I'm Sue, and I'm a hospice nurse. I was injured by a patient 7 years ago, 7 or 8, I've lost track of time. And after a few months of not healing, I had an arthroscopy to investigate the injury, and that left me in a lot of pain that increased over time. And I was misdiagnosed for a few years as the doctors tried to do injections and treatments, and finally a total knee replacement to try to deal with the pain, which ultimately ended up being CRPS. I was, during that time, on so many medications, I couldn't think to really advocate for myself as an RN. But the pain was mysterious and increasing, and my brain was really fogged on drugs. At night, I would thrash and scream and couldn't stand anything being on my knee, propped up on 6 pillows. I'm sure people who have CRPS know that world of pain, but it was mottling and swollen, and I couldn't touch anything. So this went on for a few years, and then I started first with crutches, but eventually moved to a wheelchair when I couldn't walk without too much pain. And can you hear me okay? Alexis, okay. Finally, I started staying in bed, and my knee was just propped up on the pillows. I couldn't get out of bed because it moved too much. It caused severe pain. And I was just so drugged that I slept for much of the time. And I had lost my job and wanted desperately to get back to that work that I loved so much as a hospice nurse. But finally, I asked if I could go to see a pain specialist, because I knew something was wrong. And the minute that he saw my swollen knee and the mottling and the cold to touch and acutely sensitive, painful areas, and he looked at my history and he said, "Sue, you have CRPS." And I was both relieved that I had a diagnosis, since so many doctors couldn't figure out what was going on and thought it was in my head. And I think people living with pain know that pain is invisible, and sometimes we in Western medicine don't get it, what is happening inside. But I couldn't wear clothes that would touch my knee. I couldn't sleep with covers in the winter, even when I was freezing, because anything that touched my knee caused me to want to scream. And in the end of several years of different kinds of medications, I just was so doped up. I ended up on Lyrica and amitriptyline, which felt like oxycodone to me. I was still very, very drugged and out of it. And my pain was still 250 or whatever, the highest scale they would let you go to. I was just, it really was stabbing, electrocuting, feeling like I was tasered. Kind of pain through the day and night. When I was in that point in my life, I just remained so drugged, and I couldn't add 2 + 2. I have a master's degree in nursing. I couldn't read. I couldn't concentrate on anything. I couldn't even get out of bed without getting really severe pain. And so I mostly lived in bed, and I slept most of the time. And really was, looking back on it, very drugged for several years, just praying I would get better. And nothing worked yet, but I kept holding hope in my heart that I would find something that would work. I did use a wheelchair to get out of bed to go to my bedside commode when I couldn't go to a bathroom anymore without too much pain, or to go to a doctor's visit, or to get my lab. But that was basically my life for several years. And I went to several of the top specialists in the country for CRPS, hoping that someone could tell me something that could help me in their integrative, alternative, or research world. And I kept getting the same answer, that they were looking into things, but so far nothing really was promising. And where I was at in my pain, that really there was nothing else they could do other than, I said, well, so what's my future? And they said, well, my prognosis was that probably in a couple of years, they would put an intrathecal pump to infuse morphine or other medication to help me as my pain continued to move and intensify in my body. And what I knew as a hospice nurse, when we put someone on a pump on morphine, that is not a good sign for the quality of life. And all I could think to myself was, I want my life back. I don't want to continue down this road that I was on. So after the last top specialist, I had a chance to hope to give me an answer. It gave me the same answer. I sat there in the waiting room before my ride picked me up in my wheelchair to go home, and I just thought, okay, Lord, this needs to make me aware that there's just aren't tools in Western medicine that can help me right now. And I need to start exploring Western medicine, alternative medicine, to find something that had tools that could get me out of this. And so I spent the next few years trying everything possible, and anyone suggested something that might help me, I would try it. And I spent thousands and thousands of dollars getting all these alternative treatments. But I decided, what did I have to lose if I would spend everything in my bank account if I had to try to find a way to get my life back. And some of the modalities I tried in those years was Chinese and Japanese acupuncture, regular acupuncture, and Dr. Howe can explain the difference. But it was definitely different. And Reiki, Feldenkrais, I tried Ayurvedic medicine, homeopathy, naturopathy, herbal medicine, visualization, spiritual healers, and so on, until anything that didn't require that I touch my knee or that they move my knee in the treatment, I was up for, because I just wanted relief from the pain. But nothing provided long-term relief. Finally, this friend found out that I was in this predicament with CRPS and from high school. And she called me and said, how can I help you? And I said, I'm so drugged, I can't research to figure out what's going on. But she said, I said, if you could research and find something that could help me, that would be amazing. So she, for 2 weeks, really diligently researched and got back with me. And she said, Sue, I'm not really finding anything in Western medicine that might be regenerative to nerves or experimental treatments you could get into or yada, yada. But she said, I do remember that a friend of mine whose husband had paralysis, and he was on a morphine pump and had to quit his law practice. She was researching and found this blog about this doctor in Santa Fe who did this weird form of acupuncture that cured or reversed neurological disorders and had reversed her husband's paralysis. And I realized that from a Western point of view, reversing paralysis seemed like a miracle to me, and I had been praying for a miracle. So I thought perhaps this was an answer to my prayers. So it took me about 3 months to get in with Dr. Howe, which seemed long to some people. When I referred them, they go, 3 months? And I said, because he's so, it's amazing. It's worth it. I've been waiting my whole lifetime, those 7 years, trying to find something that worked. But once I saw Dr. Howe for my first visit, he told me about other patients that he had reversed their CRPS and had them back to pain-free, normal, active lives. And I just remember feeling overjoyed. And for the first time, I felt real hope. I had a lot of people say they thought and hoped they could get me better, but no one had had an experience where they could tell me, and it worked. And Dr. Howe, on my first treatment, I could touch my knee again. I hadn't been able to touch my knee for years. And I could touch my knee, and the mottling went away. And during the next few weeks, my swelling started to go down and the pain lessened and lessened. And it was just, to me, a miracle that I could see light at the end of this journey. At each treatment, I started to feel more and more like myself. I'm more able to move and be out of drugs. He asked me to stay on the Lyrica until I got out of pain. And when I said out of pain, that could be forever. And he said, no, you trust me. I'll get you out. So as soon as I was patient, and as soon as he got me my pain to zero, he said, you do your own weaning, because he didn't prescribe it, but I weaned myself off of the Lyrica, and my head was clear again. And I thought, for all the years that I had been drugged in this excruciating pain, now with Dr. Howe's Neuro Acupuncture, I was back to my life again. And first I started to swim and go for walks, and then I went hiking and camping, and then traveling again all over the world. And I go on medical mission trips as a nurse to Nicaragua or to El Salvador. And last fall, I hiked up Machu Picchu, and I hiked up Ecuador, a 6,000-foot volcano, which was something that I had dreamed about when I was lying there in the pain. If only I could do this again, It was sort of a miracle that I held on to. And Dr. Howe truly gave me my life back, and Neuro Acupuncture is the only thing I found in my 7-year journey with CRPS that helped me find a way back to my life again. So during the time I was treated by Dr. Howe, I also saw so many other patients with CRPS, and other neurological disorders, but the CRPS is what we care about, but that would get relief on their first treatment, and we'd all be so excited to see our progress. And in 3 or 4 treatments, they would be dancing down the hall again after they went in a wheelchair in pain. It's really miraculous from the world I work in and live in. But in just a few treatments, some of them were almost back to normal. I was not his best patient because my mother was dying in Denver, and he would get me better, and I would drive up to Denver to see my mom and help take care of him, be a nurse, and set myself back a little bit because my body still remembered the pain. So I wasn't his star 3 to 4 treatment patient because but I didn't listen to him at first. I didn't understand. I was just feeling so happy to have my life again. But I can never say how grateful I am to have found this treatment, Neuro Acupuncture. Every single day I give gratitude for my life and pain-free life and clear mind life and able to do everything I want to do because of Dr. Howe and the Neuro Acupuncture. It's really amazing. I can play with my kids. My grandkids always said, Yaya, can I touch that? No, don't touch Yaya, she hurts. And now they climb up on my lap and play, and we snuggle together, and it's given me my life back again. I can cook for my family. I can organize reunions and go on trips and mission trips. And like I said, I have my life back again, and I can honestly say out of all of the modalities I tried, Dr. Howe and Neuro Acupuncture was the only one that I really got effect from, and that I've seen so many other patients in his clinic.
Yeah.
So.
Dr. Howe, what an introduction. Amen. I hope you're ready. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your technique that really helps Sue, please.
Hello, everyone. This is Jason Howe from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I kind of rushed to finish my work earlier to get these things done, so I try to decorate my office clinic, so can easy for bring something people can understand. So everybody related to CRPS, you probably have better knowledge than me. I'm not going to review the theory and the current treatment and how you feelings, clinical manifestations. You probably already know that. So what I like to say today, I do one special type acupuncture called Neuro Acupuncture. I review some of your questions in the WeChat and in the chatting place, and there's a lot of questions about that. Neuro acupuncture is a contemporary acupuncture technique. Compare 3,000 years regular acupuncture. Regular acupuncture uses China to prevent, treat the disease for 3,000 years. The theory basic in acupuncture is a Chinese philosophy and medical term called yin-yang, 5 elements, zhang fu, and the channels clusters. You probably, some of them you get treated, you know that. So in the human body, there's a certain line, 14 different lines. In the line, there's a point. You stimulate that point, the message will go to move different part of the body. So regulate, make energy flow better, can treat the patient have all kind of pain. What I do is a different type of neuroacupuncture, only have 50 years of history. So what I do is not the basic in Chinese medicine about energy, qi, and meridians. It's about neuroanatomy, neurology, and neuroscience. So neuroacupuncture integrating traditional needling technique. Basically, how to put needle in certain point uses 5 little needles. Combine integrating Western math knowledge of the brain. Neuro acupuncture has been proven to be mostly effective technique for central nerve disorders, such as CRPS, autism, cerebral palsy, stroke, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, traumatic brain injury, and phantom pain. Neuroacupuncture, compared to traditional acupuncture technique, often produces remarkable results with just a few needles. Neuroacupuncture, like Sue responses, often produces remarkable results just in 7 minutes, 7 hours, patient can tell different. In today's lecture, I'd like to offer another new concept. Most of you here include Jim, Alex, and other doctor and patient, and their relative. I would like to say your expertise for CRPS, not necessarily your doctor, nurses. You just do a lot, hear a lot, research a lot. So basically, the CRPS patient show peripheral limbs and the trunk get some mild injury or stimulation, they develop whole body pain. So it's a peripheral nerve and the tissues problem. From my 40 years experience, what in your mind need to shift it. So my discovery, CRPS is central nerve disorders. Okay, central nerve include the brain and spinal cord. That's a central nerve. Other nerve are your limbs and your cranial nerve is a peripheral nerve. So why is the central nerve disorder? Because my needles stimulate in the scalp surface like this, and the message like this line, they can transfer the brain and change the brain functions, restore their functions, rewire them, and remap them. When I stimulate their patient mostly can instantly feeling relief. What's that? Because I regulate the central nerve disorders. I'm working on that. I'm going to publish an article, let medical school, medical profession, research know CRPS is a central nerve disorders. Everything you have pain, you have burning, you're sensitive, it's swollen, the color change, your turn developing insomnia, anxiety, depression, fatigue. Every part, the body symptom and signs, there's a part of the brain control that. As soon as I'm able to stimulate that area, restore the function, rewire the nerve connection, it can instantly disappear. Okay? The question probably how effective, how quick, how many people you treated. Give you example. Besides I treat a Sue, I can repeat it, this results. Also, I have school like here, Neuro Acupuncture Institute. And these people we trained You go there, we have protocol, they can do it, put needle on the scalp, and they can have same results, okay? It's not only me I can do, it's not just something very magic, miracle, God hand or something, it's not. It's a science. Science, everybody learn that, and you're able to repeat it and reproduce the results. In the, I think we have a little bit trouble play the movie, but go ahead later on, we are going to see the movie. The movie we interviewed, there's two people. Sue is here today. Another girl is Zoe.
Yeah.
Zoe is a 12 years girl, come from Oklahoma. Zoe had mild injury during his gymnastics performing. After that injury, she developed whole body pain. And she in the crutches, mostly in the wheelchair, and the pain make her disabled. Her mom brought her to see me because I treat one stroke patient recovered, and they see the hope. Zoe have absolutely amazing responses. So for her, I just treat some point on the scalp. That area called sensory area is represent area on the scalp called responsive to the brain gyrus control the pain, okay? So each one body have represent area in this green colors here. So they call motor sensory areas. And in front of that, and there's a pink, is called motor area. What I use that treat the people lots of paralysis. All we put here for people loss of balance and vision problem, and people have some trouble speech. We can put needle here to restore function. Anyway, Zoe have wonderful response. After 2 treatments, pain go away. He can reach his leg up. He can jump. Then she start to gymnastic. They even make me a little bit nervous, to tell the truth. I don't think she should do that, but she insisted she do it. After 4 treatments, Zoe have no pain. Back to school. You know, everybody today in this talk or discussion, and all the state have support group, right? So Zoe from Oklahoma to here, I think it's 12 hours or 15 hours. They back, Sunday, back to school, no pain. So word spread. In that month, I get many kids called. And luckily, I'm able to take them in that time. Now I'm too busy. If you call, you probably had to wait. I have a couple of months waiting list. But if everything refer from this, from Jim, from Alex, I probably can take you same month now, give you a special. I want to have this group of people. Anyway, 2 months later, so his mom called me, Brandy. So she don't mind. He said, Jason, I refer a lot of patients to you. Yes, thank you, Mom, and refer a lot of patients, and appreciate that, and the information you pass along now change one kid's life, it changed the entire family life. She said, do you know how much I sent? We say, I'm sorry, I'm too busy, I have no idea. She reported I sent 30 kids in my support group. 30 in just more than 2 months. They all drive here, fly here. All of them get 4 treatment or 5 treatment. They probably answer you another question on there. So after her mom reported, Jason, you're amazing. Will everybody call you a miracle? Because after 4 treatment, the people I send you 30 kids, you have 100% cure rate. I even don't know I did it. So for some reason, their group pretty lucky, and they have 100%. Realistically, in my practice, I don't have 100 for anything, okay? It's just in their group, we have to be honest. So for people come to see me in local like Sue, they get 2 treatments per week at the beginning, mostly. And then they get better at seeing them once a week or once a month. They're fine, they don't need treatment. That's a local patient. Answer your another questions. For people from after state, then we have patients have after country, from Dubai, Middle East, from Australia, from Canada, from Ireland, from England, Germany. We have people from all over the world. It's not only CRPS or the neurological disease. They're paralyzed, loss of speech, or loss of balance. A few treatment, many people are life back. Anyway, for people after state, after country, if you're willing to see me here, you usually are requiring you come here, get 1 week minimum or 2 weeks. And most of them you get 4 treatment or 5 treatments, okay? After 4 or 5 treatments, my success rate, I would like to say about 80%. That's extremely high. Everybody you get treatment there, okay? So, example, from after stay, I spend more time or more energy, more mentality, I do give you a lot of more, try to give less treatment. So each treatment, for example, is 220 average. You get $1,000 paid that you bring your kids, your family life back. It's huge. In my experience, also the patient I treated, for some reason, I get mostly it's a female patient, the girls and female. So I have a few boys. I don't have many. So I don't have statistics what to say about that. So that one question, and you probably have. The needle-wise, can you see it? It's like, see it? Very flexible, almost like your hair, okay? And I treat most CP kids or autism kids, very little one, not like CRs. Usually they're less than 6 years old. They never see the needles and they never feeling it, mostly. I'm very good at that. My student, very good at that. So for the people, you're able to have time and financially everything good, I highly recommend you bring your children come to see me first, at least 1 trip, okay? And become good. They're less painful, they're more confident, maybe they're fixed. For someone, you cannot come here for many reasons. You can go to our website, Neuro Acupuncture Institute.org. Then from the student there and practitioner we teach, we trained, they have map there. And click the map where you are, all information should come out, okay? Is that probably most information you needed. And our institute has 3-level class, total 15 days. Each one is 5 days training. They practice that and the supervisor. So our student divided, there's a level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 3, the highest student get trained. So try to get level 1, 3 student, more likely you have better chance. So that pretty much I can offer talk. And if I can demonstrate that for the family, so they just like here, for example, your kid has CRPS, and she have right leg hurts, okay? Right leg, I need to stimulate right there, okay? And for right arm, right here, for the face here, and trunk, you can do that. So for that, I put needles just like that, hold there, my research needles. So I just take me second like that. Most of them kids I treated, that's for the leg, that's for the arm. And if you have trouble, that's for the face. If they have some anxiety, I put one here. And they work for insomnia, depression. For some kids, very super sensitive. I might be just, that's it, simple. Take me about, most kids take me 2 minutes, I finish the treatment, but take a lot of time. I evaluate them. I have to connect, hold their hand. I have the way my heart can communicate with your patient, yourself, your kid. They love me. They get needles sometimes. They wake up first thing, Dr. Howe, that you're gonna hear that. So it's a very, very rewarding. It's not just business. America, there's so many people don't know there's a hope for many neurological diseases.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you for all of this. This has been awesome. And I know we definitely have some questions that came in before the session, and we do have some questions on Facebook that haven't been answered yet. So if you're watching, be sure to leave some questions in the chat. But we did have a question from someone who was asking, you know, will neuro acupuncture work for someone who has had CRPS for a long time, maybe 10 or more years? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, they work for, generally speaking, any disease. The acute stage, you start from a short time, you have less complications, right? So you just pain, you only have, you injure your leg, you only have leg pain. For example, they're now developing whole body pain, and they are sleeping okay, there are no anxiety, depression. When you get longer, they complicate. So take a little bit longer, but longer treatment still get a result. We do have people have 20 years or 15 years. They work very good as well. That's my book, okay? And we wrote this book, published in the American, and we travel to all over the world to teach how to use it. To me, the reason I bring this book, the book editor is my close friend. It's just like Sue, my patient first. She has CRPS on the arm, nothing can cure. We know each other almost 20 years, and she is about 80 years plus, something like that. And she have that for a long time. That pain, we know each other more than 20 years, I think, close, and that pain never come back. Once in a while, she has stress, have a little bit here, but that CRPS, we cure it, and she sent 3 her friends, it's all adults, and female, all fixed too. So that, so people want to know what I'm doing, that the major for our student teachers, but there are a lot of lay people like to learn that too, okay? And another book, everybody probably, if you're a medical practitioner, you're familiar with that. And this book is called Pain Procedures in Clinical Practice. It's a guided book for the pain, for the MDs, okay? That book is published 10 years ago. The Third edition, the first time include acupuncture. I have one chapter there talk about that, okay? So people want to more, you can get there. There's a chapter for that. Neuro acupuncture, like I introduced early, as an integrated medicine. Integrated medicine, the integrating all the medical conventional methods, alternative, complementary technique together. And there's a famous author, and Leo Wisniewski, what is second edition, we have the chapter there, talk about pain, other neurological disease, paralyzed, loss of speech, and we call aphasia, and the loss of balance. And there's a beautiful book talk about that. It's a very leading integrating book. So also you want to more about us, just type in my name, Jason Howe. And I won't say how famous we are, and you'll get a lot of things about that. Especially one I like to introduce is in, I still have time?
Yes, and we do have a few more questions too.
In 2006, there's a two war, Afghanistan, Iraq war in the world, in America, 2006. So in Washington, DC, there's a military hospital called Walter Reed Medical Center. There's a 450 shoulder lost their limbs, or they get injury, they have phantom pain, okay? I was invited there to treat it, demonstration first, then teach. I treat 7 phantom pain. They lost their limbs, they still have pain. After only 1 treatment, 3 instant no pain, 3 remarkable better, year 2, 86% success rate. Among that 7, there's a 1 CRPS. He is the commander. He had gunshot 6 times. He developed CRPS. When I see him, he is so severe that pain, he had to, without any cover, he cannot wear short, underwear, no socks, no blanket. He just buried it on the tables because everything touch, even the wind blow, it hurt. 1 treatment completely go away. Okay, I did go back 2nd treatment. He cannot walk. The leg injury, he walking, I'm in the cover page on the strap. They call Heilongjiang pain. Anybody need a little bit more information, go to Heilongjiang pain and all phantom pain, Jason Howe. Articles will come out and you can know more about this. After that, I have started travel all over the world to teach this special technique. Walter Reed, neurologist from Army, Navy, Air Force, whole country come to learn 2 days from me. I only teach them 6 points. How to treat the phantom pain, CRPS. Okay, next question.
Dr. Howe, what about post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yeah, there's many neurological diseases. So I didn't mention all of them. So I'm good for PTSD and traumatic brain injury. Any people interested about that, go to our website. Again, there's a lot of film. I document them. So one is a gentleman had injured the neck in the war, okay? She developing the PTSD and traumatic brain injury, severe insomnia, lot of pain, anxiety, depression, fatigue. He is disabled total 13 years. Guess what? 2 treatment clear up, 3 treatment back normal life. Okay, his name is he don't mention, don't worry, don't keep secret his name. Zach. He have traveled all over the United States, teach how neuroacupuncture help his PTSD and brain injury. Okay, enjoy that. He's our hero, and he not only come back, all his function come back. He have 2 babies since I treat him now.
Great.
Definitely. So we've actually had this question that's come up twice now. A few people are asking, are you able or are they able to, go through this treatment if they have a spinal cord stimulator?
Yes, they can. Yeah. And there are many of them have this stimulator, include the PTSD man. He have that too. For I treat him, the neck can go away. He don't need that anymore. So yeah, they have that. Why they have that? Still looking for treatment. That means that device failed. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. They should not be here, right? Yes, you can do it, and you can like a Sue, get all the procedure. You can take any medication you needed. Come here until you get better, pain free. I usually send you back who prescription that, and doctor will be happy to remove all the device and the medication you take.
Dr. Howe, you were talking about that you've trained individuals across the country. The level 3 practitioners, have they had success like you have had with people with CRPS?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But unfortunately, also patients don't know that. So I don't think they have too much people treat that, because patients don't know that, and the practitioner don't have a patient either. I don't have that lately either. So, but if they treat it, they can repeat the result. I give you an example. This morning, I wake up, I'm so excited, received one letter from Switzerland, one student I treated. He's so excited, treat one cerebral palsy kid, paralyzed, cannot move, and that kid, one treatment, 4 needles on the head, she walked, okay? So they can repeat it. CP is mostly more damage in the brain than CRPS. So if they can get that result, multiple sclerosis, they can treat you too, okay? And so what we do, we call scalp neuro acupuncture. So they put a few needles on the head. They might be put some needle on the ear too. It depends. So we combine. But you know that CRPS, they are oversensitive. If they have pain on the arm and the leg, traditional technique have to put needles. No way, those kids can take it, all right? Yes. Even when you blow the air, they cry. Oh, there are some kids, they demonstration, they cry, the tears get there, they're screaming. So this treatment I do works the best. How quick? I can tell one girl from Oklahoma. He purple, swollen, red, painful. Guess what? I put 4 needles. You can see the color change first, swollen go down. I cannot believe this. I see. I didn't record it. I can repeat. So the family is shocked how powerful our brain really can gather your color change, pain go away, swollen go away. Usually take time. So many of them you can see instantly change in front of your eye. Okay? Any other questions?
Oh, of course. So we are having a few people asking about other conditions that this could also help. So like, could neuroacupuncture help with someone who has like arachnoiditis or like a rheumatoid arthritis?
That is a piece of cake. Too easy. However, rheumatic sinus, migraine headache, and they worked good, okay? For rheumatoid arthritis, I'm not going to cure them 1 treatment, 5 treatment, okay? You all join like this, it takes time. And those people, the acupuncture might be not enough. You need to take some Chinese herbs. Yes, they works.
All righty. And so I know that you mentioned having patients, that patients can come from out of state. Do you ever travel to treat patients? Is that something that you do, or does everyone typically come to New Mexico?
United States is different from China.
Okay.
China, if I'm licensed, I can practice anywhere I want. United States, I have to be licensed where you are, okay? So I'm not mostly, so I cannot do it. Only I can do it when I teach, okay? You come to my clinic, I can treat you as a demonstration, but most of the time you need more than 1 treatment, so it doesn't happen very much, okay? So basic, sorry, you have to come here, except your lawyer, you change the national law, I can do it.
One day, maybe one day.
One day, yeah.
We also have another question about insurance, and maybe this is something people have to reach out to you directly, but do you take insurance, for people who are coming to get treatment from you?
Yes or no. For people in New Mexico patient, we take insurance. I'm a provider for big Blue Cross, United Healthcare, and the Presbytery. We take insurance, you make copay, whatever you need it. For people out of state, sorry, we cannot take it. We give you a receipt. It's just too much work. I have 3 staff, and 2 of them do insurance. Every year we lost $1,000. It's just too complicated. We cannot manage that. So we give you a receipt, and you have to pay front, and then you deal with your own insurance. Even though Blue Cross Blue Shield, they pay us in New Mexico. You from other state, they don't pay for that. So we have no control. So sorry, we don't. Yeah, for people out of state, out of country, definitely no. Yeah, we cannot do it.
And then what about Medicare? We just had a question about Medicare as well.
Medicare, so far, they didn't pay acupuncture. It's not, we don't take, they don't pay. Our profession work on that now, try to, so CRPS will treat you, you recover, we need to work together, a lot of chronic pain. Medicare need to pay for that, but they don't.
Yeah. Dr. Howe, how much does a cash pay cost if someone comes to New Mexico and has to see you for 2 or 3 times?
The first treatment is around 300, 280. Follow each treatment is 220. Okay. Yeah. So I spend about hour and a half average to deal with the patient. So
no, I mean that's very affordable, but you have travel and lodging too. But thank you for that.
Yeah, I do best I can. So so just think about that. The 5 treatment, $1,000. Your family yourself is different. You compare the pump you put in your body, it's cheap, it's affordable. Yeah. So, right? Yeah.
Definitely. So I'm going through the the comments. And I did also see a question about CRPS full body versus CRPS that's just targeted. So if someone has CRPS in a limb, will they have the same result as someone who has full body CRPS once they come to visit you? Does that matter?
Generally speaking, it doesn't matter. Theoretically, it doesn't matter. It's a whole system matter. One limb. But you have 1 limb that put 1 needle. You have 2 limbs that put 2. You probably need a few more needles, but charge is the same and the response. If one place get, I rewire them in your brain, restore function, everything clear up. So the prognosis wise, usually in my experience, it doesn't matter. So definitely less symptoms, less severity, you probably can recover quicker. I do have a few, and they are less than 4 treatment, they are cured too. Yeah. No.
Definitely. Jim, do you have any other questions that you would like to ask?
I would like to bring back Sue. Sue, I know that we're talking about cure here. And so how many months out are you from Dr. Howe's treatment, and are you on any maintenance medicine or whatever?
No, I would say, Dr. Howe, when did has it been, it was a year, maybe 2 years now, that I have been completely, from the time I saw Dr. Howe, and within that first, I think I probably had more like 18 or 20 treatments. I don't quite remember. And like I said, I was a bad patient who didn't listen to him and kept feeling good after 4 or 5, and then going to be with my mother who was dying, and then I'd hurt myself and come back. And so I was the opposite of a good patient. And I totally tell people that, because it shouldn't have taken that long. He had me better sooner. But yeah, within, I would say 20. But even that, what I know is, yeah, if I, what I spent on all these other modalities that didn't work, it gave me my life back. It was so worth it. And now I'm 2 years out, but I know people who have been much further out. No, I'm not on anything. No.
Mm-hmm.
I did take herbs for a little while, but.
Mm-hmm. Remarkable.
It is remarkable. Yeah, it's a miracle.
I'd like to say thank you very much, Sue, and a lot of people, they have that better. They don't want to share their privacy. So Sue have been good to talk. All the people have that. They want to share experience so that they can change other people's life. Our profession, myself, really appreciate what you do. Yeah. And I think everybody here appreciate that you did the contribution there too. Thank you, Sue.
And one other question. I see on your website that you are located in Santa Fe, but you also have a place in Albuquerque as well?
I have 2 offices now, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. People from out the state, out the country, sorry, you have to see me two times in Santa Fe, 2 times in Albuquerque. So it's an hour apart to drive. So actually, it's beautiful in Santa Fe. Most people don't mind. It's one of the beautiest cities in the world. Santa Fe have a lot of artists. We have a lot of natural beauty. And New Mexico, we have a lot of healing energy there too. So you'll enjoy it. You come here, not just needles. I think environmental will make you better too as well.
Medical tourism. That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
You know.
Actually, yeah, good say that, Jim. On 2018, Santa Fe Mayor Javier Gonzalez named Chinese New Year at the Dr. House Day. Reward us contribution for patient, medical, and local economics. We have so many people come out of the state of the country. For example, they go I forget. I think a resident complex. That hotel, you mention my name, they give you a 30% discount. So you know, go to Santa Fe, you go to any restaurant, say who is the best doctor treat that. And they can tell you, no hesitate to name. Yeah. So we have very good reputation and do have local economics as well. Thank you, remind me of that. Yeah.
Well, all righty. Well, thank you so much for all this great information. There's so many comments, and I know that there will be more that come through on Facebook and YouTube. So I have also added the link to Dr. Howe's, to the Neuro Acupuncture Institute to the chat, and it is neuroacupunctureinstitute.org. Pretty easy to find, but like I said, I did add that to the chat, and we'll add it to the description of the video. So as always, we will have this video pinned to the top of our Facebook timeline for easy access to rewatch it. And we're also going to add it to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions for us, RSDSA, if you're looking for a support group or a new physician, I did see that there were a few of you who listed your states inside of the comments. Please send us a message to the Facebook page, because we sometimes have hundreds of comments and it's hard to find the states later. So if you need a physician's list, please send us a message so that we can send it to you. And I've also listed a few other associations that focus on acupuncture. If you're looking for someone in your area, if you, for whatever reason, cannot get to New Mexico, we definitely understand that. And also, if you want to tell your story on the RSDSA blog, you can email us at info@rsds.org. You can always send us a message on Facebook. You know, I'm responding and getting back to you all. So just let us know what you need. And once again, Dr. Howe and Sue, thank you so much for joining us this evening. This was super informative. And I think definitely get a lot of calls.
We got one more comment.
I like to take this opportunity. Thanks, Jim, Alex, and all your organizations, volunteers, the people working the back seat. Thank you so much. Work so hard and to try to give those people new life and to give their family release and save their family, country, and society economics too. Big deal. And you work so hard. And from my profession, we really appreciate what you do. And I have plenty of patients. I don't need it, but I would like to help more people in the future. Hopefully, this COVID-19 seems to get better. I would like to go to your convention, and I want like to demonstration volunteer come to the lab in front of your eye. I want you see they're better. Let's work hard together, unite together, and try to change people's lives. And thank you all to be here today. And we have highly have coach us, and Jim have to contact us and get all together. It's a beautiful community. Thank you.
Dr. Howe, stay healthy. Because people are coming.
I got 2 shots, no reactions. So my body is fine. And so yeah, I will keep healthy. I will training as much as I can and reach all the people need this service.
All right, great. Alexis, thank you as always. You always do a great job. So much appreciated.
Have a good night, everyone.